Cheat code. Support strategist. My clouds. My head in the clouds, not coming down. Oneo 3. Chapter 71. Spotted. May had picked the lock on one of the supply closets to give them some privacy, while Izuku hacked his way into the camera system. It had taken a little fun handling to do it, but Nezu had taught him a lot of cool tricks, so it didn't take him long to figure out how to connect to the camera system and get all the access he wanted. It was so much easier than hacking into UA. So, if I were a pair of hero students, where would I be? The class was coming here to buy stuff for their camp, right? May asked. So, maybe the sporty things store? I don't think that's what it's called, but I'll try, Izuku said, flipping through the camera feeds. Nope, there's Ojiro and Sato, but not who we're looking for. Where else would they be? Maybe we should start from the main plaza and go from there? He started looking around the plaza, just scanning until he saw something promising. Is that them? Right by the fountain? Yeah. May leaned close to the screen. Aw, Chaco's blushing. How cute. Izuku caught sight of something behind them and narrowed his eyes. It was just some guy in a black hood, but for some reason, it was setting off alarm bells in his head. Hey, Mei-chan, does that guy look familiar to you? He zoomed in on the hoodie guy and May frowned. I mean, kinda? His posture is pretty unique, but it's hard to tell without being able to see his face. Can you get me another angle? Sure. Izuku paneled through different cameras until he found one with a good angle and zoomed in. Before he fully processed what he'd seen, he was already scrambling backwards, knocking over a broom in his attempt to get as far away of the screen as possible. After a long moment of staring at the screen, he shot a panicked look to May, who just looked as terrified as he was. It's the League. They're here. Hitoshi panicked and dropped his control. I am so sorry. I should have picked a different question. I didn't even think it would actually work. I can. It's fine. Ochako was bright red and looked like she was about to cry, which made Hitoshi feel even worse. I guess, lesson learned. Create a list of questions beforehand, right? Yeah. Hitoshi swallowed. I I'm so sorry. It was an accident, Ochako squealed. We can just drop it. I mean, I know you probably don't feel the same way. Oh, no, I do. It's just. Hitoshi froze, eyes going wide. Um, I did not mean to. Okay, that just happened. Pretty sure I just made this even more awkward. Don't you usually disappear by this point in the conversation? When I teleport by accident, it's because I'm thinking of the person. Ochako buried her face in her hands. That's kinda hard when the person you're thinking of is in front of you. Oh. Hitoshi nodded numbly. Yeah, so basically we're just a mess. Ochako gave a pained smile. Yep, yeah, pretty sure. Izuku couldn't think. He wasn't even really seeing the screen, much less the supply closet around him. All he could see was Shigaraki, disintegrating a guy to dust right in front of him, just because Izuku had been meddling in things he wasn't supposed to and messed up his plan. They couldn't let this happen. We. Izuku's mouth was dry as he tried to think of what to do next. We need to get everyone out. Right. May nodded in determination. We don't know where the rest of their forces will show up, and we can't risk them cutting off the exits and repeat of the USJ. Okay, we need. Can we contact the students? What about the police? Izuku murmured, his brain spinning with so many ideas and possibilities, and he still couldn't think. There was no way he'd be able to decide on a course of action. How can we get everyone out safely? Thankfully, while he was frozen, May jumped into action. She threw open the door, running to the halls before he could yell at her to stop. Izuku didn't realize what she was planning until she made a beeline for the fire alarm outside. She pulled it as hard as she can. Done. Now let's inform Nezu and get someplace safe. She ran back to him and yanked him to his feet. and Izuku barely had time to hug his computer against his chest before he was being dragged down the hall. Okay, yeah, that works. Ochako and Hitoshi both jump when the fire alarm went off. Ochako looked around but couldn't see any smoke. What's going on? Hitoshi frowned. I don't know, but Izuku and Mei probably do. If not, they could probably find out. Right. Ochako's face hardened in determination as she called up her quirk. I'll be right back. The world tilted, and she ran to catch up to Izuku and Mei, who were running down an alley just outside the mall. Do you guys know what's going on? Why are you out here instead of inside? Izuku shot her a glance, but he had a phone held up to his ear and stayed focused on the call as Mei filled her in. We caught sight of Shigaraki in the security cameras. Izuku's on the phone with Nezu right now to get heroes on the way in case it all turns into a full-scale attack. Ochako gulped. So it's not just a fire drill. Nope, Mei repeated. Not just a fire drill. Izuku hung up on the phone and turned to Ochako. You've got anchors on everyone in Class 1A, right? Yeah, I do, Ochako said. You want me to let everyone know? Izuku took a deep breath. Yes. Tell everyone that Nezu authorized us to help with evacuation, but not combat. If you see Shigaraki or any other villains, just run. Got it? Got it, Ochako confirmed. Izuku's face with grimace. Good luck. Shoto didn't really need to buy anything for the camping trip, since he's basically been living a camp trip since his old man had kicked him out, and his quirk took the place of a lot of the camping essentials like sleeping bags, flashlights, and matches. Still, he didn't have anything better to do, so he figured he might as well tag along. It was nice having a little disposable income again, but now that he was living off of practically nothing, it was a lot harder to justify spending any of it. After everyone had split off, he found himself in a store that Shigaraki would either love or think was absolutely ridiculous, considering that it sold merchandise for games and TV shows, and nothing really useful. But Shota thought it was entertaining to see how much he recognized from various games Shigaraki had introduced him to. When the fire alarm had gone off, he had been looking at a section of nerdy pet collars that would have been great if Eper was an inside cat or, well, if Shoto had an inside to put her. He hadn't really been too concerned about the fire at first. If it was a drill, then that was just fine. And if not, he was immune to the heat and could always use his eyes to pull out the fire if he needed to. He'd been content to follow along at the trail end of the evacuation crowd until Uraraka had suddenly appeared right next to him and immediately started talking. Shigaraki is in the mall. The heroes are already on their way. We've been authorized to help with evacuation until they arrive, but not combat. Got it? Shoto kept his face clearly blank as he nodded. Yes, I understand. As soon as Midoriya disappeared, Shoto immediately jumped into action and started running towards the nearest video game store. Dusty, you idiot, where the hell are you? Hitoshi wasn't too surprised to get a call from his kidnappers after Ochako didn't come back, so he answered right away. What do you need me to do? Add Izuku to your class groupie chat thingy. Mei rushed out. Put him under the name of cheat code so everyone knows to trust him, alright? Right. Hitoshi wasn't even finished responding before Mei hung up. Hitoshi knew that Izuku was probably busy trying to coordinate with the heroes, but he still added Izuku to the group chat as quickly as possible, making sure to change his name to cheat code first so that there, when he showed up, under it. He sent a quick text to both Izuku and Mei, letting them know that he had done, and hurried to join the evacuation. So much for a relaxing class trip to the mall. Okay, so we know that there's not an actual attack. But I wonder how this is gonna develop. Is Todoroki gonna help Shigaraki, and is people gonna be like Yue gonna find out and see the security cameras and be like, yo, what is that? Is it gonna be like Shigaraki helps out? Like, I wanna know what happens. I feel like Shigaraki is going to turn against the League, obviously, and help out. Maybe he might even turn to cheat code. and be like, yo, cheat code, hi, welcome. Don't know who you are. I know you're watching the security camera or something like that. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm at the edge of my seat right now. We're also nearing the end as much as it hurts my heart. My heart is in pain. Because cheat code support strategist, this is my longest one. Yeah, this is my longest series. This is the series that I started back when I started, this whole YouTube. And to think I started, with 0 subscribers to 1,000? It's more than 1,000 now, but yeah, I am shocked and excited to see how this is gonna move along and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, as always, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Join our community Discord server. Link is in the description. Again, I went to the OG outro. Link to my socials are down in the description as well. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.